Hey, hola, bom dia. Carl Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal live stream, podcast and YouTube channel. Great to be back. Thank you all so much for your lovely messages for over the last few days. I took, was it? I forget where I am. Where are we? Thursday today, aren't we? I took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning off because I woke up really dizzy on Monday morning, and I'm sure it's nothing to do with the Good Morning Portugal Wine Club. We had our second tasting on Saturday night, and that was really good. And we're having some lovely developments with the wine club. And I think I just needed a bit of a rest, basically. Yeah, woke up really dizzy, and it wasn't a bad wine or a bad prawn. Could have been a bad prawn. But I woke up really dizzy on Monday morning and decided to have a few days off. Got back into it last night on Chris Patterson's awesome live stream. And talking about homesteading. He invited me on there along with another Carl McAdam, and we spoke for an hour and a half, I think, about moving to Portugal. And that theme stays with us this morning because we have Astrid from Expats Portugal with us this morning to talk about Expats Portugal and the survey that they're doing at the moment. That's all about this great question that we all consider is what's the best place to live in Portugal? And obviously that varies according to your needs, but it's such a wonderful question to answer. And I understand people have been very forthcoming with their views on that and wanting to share their part of the world here in Portugal. Good morning to you, Owen. Morning, beautiful people, says Owen. So I guess we are going to be a little bit leisurely and slow in returning to normal service. Probably the best way to do it. We'll get Astrid on soon, but I think it's only right that we look at the weather, which seems quite sort of muted and mild here in this part of Portugal. I'm in Korea, if you didn't know that. If you're joining us actually from last night and the homesteading special with Chris Patterson, and this might be your first morning link up with us. And we tend to look at the weather. Although I have to say, everything's kind of slow getting back into normal service here. And I use the term normal very loosely, as you know, here on the Good Morning Portugal live stream. Yeah, here we go. I found it now. Lisbon, a high of 18 today. Currently 18, a high of 21 today. And cloudy. Porto, some rain. Okay, let me have a quick scan of the whole country and see what's happening with the rain here. Yeah, it looks like up in the north, there is a chance of rain. Elsewhere in the country, it's cloudy. So very quickly, let's go to the sort of principal parts of Portugal to tell you what the highs and lows are going to be. Yeah, Porto, a bit of rain, and that's likely to last until the weekend. Better weather returning in Porto on Monday after the weekend. So a cloudy, rainy weekend, possibly. Coimbra, similarly, although the sun's set to return on Sunday, a high in Coimbra of 19 today. Faro, 24 degrees the high, not letting us down there in Faro, and no rain there. But 16 at the moment and a high of 24. And a nice weekend to look forward to. Aveiro, similar to Porto, of course, and cloudy weekend, better weather returning on Monday. Braga, rainy as you might expect too. Castelo Branco, a high of 21 today. And a nice weekend a nice Sunday anyway, and sun returning on Monday. Evra, 22-degree high today. No rain down there. Leiria, 19-degree high today. A little bit of rain tomorrow and Saturday. Yeah, better weather returning Sunday, Monday. Santarém, 21 degrees. The high today. 16 currently and a bit cloudy. Better weather coming Sunday as well. So you get the picture. Temperatures dropping, a bit cooler. Rain in the north. And better weather returning Sunday, Monday around the country. So without further ado, actually, let's just say a quick hello to all these lovely people. And thanks again for all your lovely wishes in the Good Morning Portugal Facebook group, wishing me well and sharing all the lovely pictures of you growing at the moment. Fantastic. It's the growing season, well and truly, isn't it? Lovely pictures in Happy Homesteaders. Do join that if you're a hardcore homesteader growing your own food and striving towards a little bit more self-sufficiency. Happy Homesteaders on Facebook. Welcome back. Hope you're feeling better now. I am. Thank you, Ali. Really appreciate that. Bon dia from Jeff Leyland, I think listening in the UK. And good morning, Portugal, and everybody from Wayne Barker. Really enjoying your interactions with you, Wayne. Fairly new to the Good Morning Portugal community. Anyone else there who's tuned in, do say hi. It's lovely to know that you're there, who you are and where you are. I don't want to pry too much, of course. So let's go and talk now to Astrid of Expats Portugal. Good morning to you, Astrid.
Good morning, Carl. Thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. And Expats Portugal, I think it's a brand, a name that most people know. And you, as an organisation, you've been around for quite a long time, helping people with their move to Portugal, and then once they're here, supporting them.
Yeah.
Back to 2005, I believe.
2005, the site was started by a man called Simon Pownell. He had purchased a property here in Portugal and started a forum to share his highs and lows of his experience of rebuilding his kinta, I guess. And the site just grew unbelievably in popularity, and there were thousands of people all involved with the online community. Sadly, in 2018, Simon passed away, and his partner, Emma, who also had a blog called Emma's House in Portugal, tried to manage the site, but had to move back to Australia, and she just couldn't take care of the site anymore. She just didn't have the time, and being on the other side of the world made it very, very complicated. So she had the choice of either closing down the site or seeing if it could have new owners. And my business partner, Jerry, and I decided to take the plunge and take on the site. And we did a lot of market research and ended up putting quite a big investment into having it redesigned and the forum updated. There was a lot of passwords for the forum that sadly went with Simon, so there was a lot that we couldn't do with the old format, and really came and tried to have it fresh. And there's over 170,000 posts in the forum, so there's a lot of history there, and Jerry and I were both very, very keen to make sure that stayed as part of the forum, that people could access that. We didn't want to lose all of that information. So yeah, it's had a bit of a downturn last year with a lot of, I think the site was down for 6 months when the new site was being built. But this year has been really exciting for us. We relaunched in February, and I think over the past 3 months alone, we've had 350 new members signing up, which is really exciting. And a lot of those people are asking questions that we know our fellow expats out in Portugal can certainly answer. So, which is why we've decided to do this survey to put together the ultimate guide.
Fantastic. And you say members have joined. Is that in the business director, or is there a basic membership for anybody who wants to join?
No. So we've got a couple of different tiers. We've got what we call a community member, which is a free membership. So you just join on. You can be part of the forum, ask questions, answer questions, and be at a more basic level, which is free. And then we have what's called a premium membership, which costs only €20 a year. And as a premium member, that also unlocks a lot of privilege, member benefits. We've got half price golf games at the moment there. We've got €100 discount off relocation services, wine discounts, discounts of advertising on our site too if you're a business owner. So the €20 certainly pays for itself if you take advantage of some of those privileges. And then, with the premium member, you can also access, we've got a buy, swap and sell section on the site, which we launched and then COVID launched, and it kind of hasn't really gone anywhere yet, but because people couldn't sell anything or go anywhere. But we're really trying to get that live again, like a marketplace, English-friendly marketplace to sell anything you want, whether it's a house or old bricks or a bicycle or whatever it may be. So if there's anyone out there who's wanting to sell some stuff from their garage or hanging around, by all means, come on board. Only €20 and you can sell all of that. And we also have introduced an events calendar a couple of weeks ago. So as a premium member, if there's a local event close to you that you want to help promote, could be a festival, could be a market, could be social gathering, you can actually get on and list your events there as part of the privilege of being a premium member. And there's more things coming, so watch this space.
That's fantastic. That's a really good service. And yeah, you obviously got this tremendous history going back. You particularly, Astrid, which part of Portugal are you in? And how has your journey been here?
Okay, I live in an area just outside of Lisbon / Sintra called Bellish. So it's not really highly popular place for expats, but I married a Portuguese guy, so we've kind of settled into, I've got a half Portuguese lifestyle, or no, and half the expat lifestyle. So we live, it's Bellish, so it's about half an hour drive to Lisbon, half an hour drive to Cascais. I think everything's half an hour drive in Portugal. We came here in 2012. It's been really good. We also own a quinta out in Castelo de Vide, towards the Spanish border, which we're renovating the house there at the moment. So it's very exciting to see that coming along. So that'll be our weekend getaway place. And we have 2 girls. They go to Portuguese school here. I think everyone in my family speaks Portuguese except for me. It's still being a bit rusty, very complicated. But I am taking online lessons at the moment to try. I've promised my family, but that by Christmas time I'll be able to have a conversation in Portuguese. So I've made it a public statement to them now. So yeah.
Well, and here as well. That's really brave and great. Well done. And I guess that comes up a lot, doesn't it, on the Expats Portugal forum about learning the language. And obviously, I'm sure you would support the idea that it's really great that everyone does that. So this survey then that you've done, it just sounds like, it's really kind of brought up a lot of interesting new information and got a lot of interest, or returned people to Expats Portugal, to go back to the site and find out what its benefits are. What sort of information has been coming up?
Pardon?
What sort of information has been coming up in your survey?
Okay, well, it's very simple. All of the questions are there. It's just a matter of answering yes or no, or rating it. So it's not like you have to sort of think too hard about sharing your information. It's all predetermined questions. But basically it came about because we found that there are a lot of people who are wanting to move here, and they're posting on the forum saying, these are my circumstances, where should I live? And then we're having people coming and saying, oh, well, I live here, that would be perfect. And then someone else would say, well, I live here and this would be great for you as well. And there's all this kind of information being shared, which is incredible. But Jerry and I thought, how awesome would it be if we could put it into this guide? So, and we thought the best people to ask are the ones in the know. And I think, our forum is about sharing information and knowledge. It's a big thing, is about the community that we set, and the sharing of information. There's no nastiness that you sometimes get on Facebook groups where people really get stuck into each other. We don't find that at all. It's very much people are wanting to share and wanting to contribute. So we put together this survey, and we've had close to 250 responses already, which is amazing. I thought there may not be, I thought there'd be more people asking about or planning to move here doing that survey versus people already living here and wanting to share their knowledge, but it's actually the other way. So we're having more information from people already living here, really, really keen to share their little slice of heaven, and that will now be collated into a presentation that will be available to people through our website once finished. So we're still collating information now with the surveys. You can find them on our website, at the home page, or visit the forum page. You can see some links there to which one is important to you, and probably close it off to mid next week, and then start putting together the presentation that will be full of the information. It's also good, I guess, if you're already living in Portugal and you're thinking about moving somewhere else, that maybe where you are is not 100% right for you, but you are looking for something else. Say you moved inland, you want to be seaside instead. So it will also be relevant for those people as well, if they're thinking about where should we live, and what are the other expats out there rank it, or where do they rate it, or what's it good for? Depending on the stage of life, are they retired? Have they got kids at home? All that kind of information. So it's pretty cool. It's been a lot of fun.
It's such a great question, isn't it? It's like where to settle. It sounds like you're doing a great job, and you make a really good point there about how it might be a little bit more friendly than social media. I don't know what it is about social media and how people feel able and open to attack each other so readily. It's almost like road rage, isn't it? But it sounds like what you've got there is a much more moderated and sort of caring environment that you've created, and I think that's a really wonderful thing.
Well, I think when we started when Jerry and I took over the site, we're thinking, oh, should we have a Facebook group as well? Because that seems to be, as far as marketing the site, that seems to be much easier because people are usually on Facebook anyway. And one of the biggest challenges that we face as an online community, but offline from social media, is getting people to remember to come back and contribute. So, but when we see some of the groups, because obviously we belong to some of them as well, it's just kind of like nasty, and we're so proud that that's not what we are. We really are a community, and you don't really see any post there that we don't even, apart from someone coming on trying to sell some business from the weird obscure thing, they sign up and push their business in Vietnamese or something. We have to can those ones, but otherwise, it's just really curious people and who are happy to share their information. It's awesome. It's great.
Fantastic. So go to expatsportugal.com to get involved, and it sounds like you've still got another week to go on the survey if people want to take part. I think people would love to answer that question and chip in with their, it's like the hive mind, isn't it? And how people sort of begin to own their little bit of experience and place in Portugal and really want to promote that. We've got Peter Wilton Davis here who says hello from a drizzly Castanheira de Pera. He's like the unofficial ambassador for the place, and he's not alone. I think quite a lot of people are like that. Look, he's even saying today, look, Portuguese with Paulo. He gives us, here's a bit of Portuguese to help you with your Christmas deadline. The word coitadinho, which applies to our host Carl, as he's not been well in these last days. Oh, it means poor little thing. That's quite a good one for your vocabulary, possibly there, Astrid. And is used when people or animals are poorly. Os melhores from all your viewers, Carl. That's very kind. But Peter's a really great example of someone who's settled somewhere, really got into the local culture. And I'm sure you're getting lots of people like that who say, yeah, come here. It's fantastic.
It's amazing. It's really fun to see. And as I said, it's a really simple survey. There's a rating system, what's important to you. So, we need to understand the people who are responding, what's their experience of say, a village, of where they live, and then we can kind of get the questions from the people who are wanting to move here and sort of try and introduce them and say, well, okay, well, if you're a young family, maybe this area is better for you. If you want access to international schools, then this area is probably better for you. If you want to be completely isolated, then this might be a great consideration for you. And just try and sort of help people with that very hard decision about where to settle when they're considering moving to Portugal. So it's been great.
The wonderful thing here, of course, is we're spoilt for choice as well. I think it's not like there's a struggle to find somewhere because they're few and far between. There are just so many fabulous places. I think in Portugal. And I'm not going to put you on the spot. I can't ask you to say your favorite place. That wouldn't be right. But go to expatsportugal.com to find the results of the survey. I would have thought in the next couple of weeks. Go there to become a member and find out more. There's so much on the site. You're doing a great job. So thank you to you, Astrid. Thank you to Jerry. Regards to Jerry.
As I said, our classifieds marketplace is open. Please come on board and start listing now that people can travel again. And if you know of local events, let's promote them. Come on board as part of the community, and let's see this country obviously get active again and let people partake in what makes it so special. So come and visit us.
Yeah, and be a cultural ambassador, as Peter's saying, in your part of Portugal. Before you go, that wine offer you mentioned, what's that?
Okay. Okay. We have. I work closely actually with a company. They're called Wow Wines. They're a mystery box delivery service. So I know that the team travel the country. They've got very, very good relationships with wine makers, and they get a lot of those small batch releases that some of them are not available in supermarkets. Some of them are maybe only in restaurants. And they put together these mystery boxes and deliver it all over Portugal. I think the delivery charge is like €6, so really, really cheap. And it's a mystery box, so it's all being curated by people who know their wines, are very, very passionate about it. And it's, I know for myself when I go to a supermarket and I'm like, okay, I want to try something new, but which one do I try? Where's the risk factor? And this service takes that away because everything's been tried and tested. So if you sign up as a premium member, with our site, you get a €10 discount off your first order from the Wow Wine. So it's Wow Wines expats.eu is their website, but pretty awesome. They're great.
That's wow, W-O-W, is it?
Yes,
Wow,
yes.
man.
Wines.
What a lovely idea, the mystery box of wine. What an adventure, because we've got our own wine club, of course. And yeah, it's all part of the adventure, isn't it? It's dealing with that mystery and well, tasting the mystery, ideally. Astrid, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Really appreciate it. All the best to you at Expats Portugal. And yeah, and in this sort of strange times we're living in as we're nursing, I mean, I think the economy could be called a coitadinho at the moment, couldn't it, as a poor little thing? So yeah, os melhores to the economy, and an interesting summer ahead of us here in Portugal. What's your view on it? I mean, I think the government have handled it pretty well, right? What's your prognosis for life in Portugal coming out of COVID?
As I mentioned to you, I went to Astrid yesterday for lunch, and it was life as normal. I think things are probably going to get back, apart from people wearing masks and taking precautions. It was really nice to see people just outside and enjoying life again. So, you know, hopefully there's no downturn from that. But you know, we've all been in isolation for such a long time, it's nice to have a sense of normality back in life. And also for me as a mum, with the school holidays starting in 2 weeks, I couldn't think of anything worse than another 3 months at home with the kids. Completely bored. So I'm like, you know, I can't even take them to the bounce trampoline centre or anything like that, or you know, what am I going to do to entertain them for 3 months? So hopefully there'll be normality in life, so I can keep them entertained.
Fingers crossed. Cheers, Astrid. Really appreciate it. Take care. And
great. Okay.
Cheers. Bye for now.
Bye.
There you go, Astrid, from Expats Portugal. Sounds like a really nice community there. Peter, what are you saying here? I filled in the Expats Portugal survey questionnaire, so I expect lots of new visitors. Look at him, he's the hardest working man in Castanheira de Pera, the cultural ambassador. And Wayne says as well, he'll swing by and sign up. Thanks for the steer. So yeah, hopefully Expats Portugal can expect a few Good Morning Portugal folk going their way in the next couple of days. So let's carry on with a few talking points. The Casa do Dia today is, and I see that Astrid is still in the green room. Astrid, don't feel obliged to stick around. You're very welcome to watch from there. I can't offer you a canapé or any fizz or anything like that. Espumante, unfortunately, probably wouldn't be right at this time of day. Well, yeah, you're a grown up. You can drink espumante in the morning if you want. And lockdown has changed so many of our dietary habits anyway, I think. But yeah, feel free to hang around, but don't feel obliged. Yeah, I wanted to show you a rental property in Benfeita today, favoured by many people who are living the off-grid life over that way in Benfeita. A really good, what do I call it, a pied à terre, a landing pad for someone who wants to explore that area. 300 euros a month, a lovely little cottage overlooking the village, I believe. So we'll go back to that. But talking of this idea of people being a bit eggy on social media, I just wanted to share with you a bit of feedback I had, and I ask you if you think I've dealt with this in the appropriate manner. Had a comment the other day on the YouTube channel. Do please subscribe if you don't mind on there, if you haven't already. We've got over 400 people who've subscribed now to the Good Morning Portugal YouTube channel, where this show goes up on YouTube after we've done it, as well as the Casa do Dias, to give people a really good idea of the types of property they can get, usually within the kind of happy homesteader vibe. But this is Janegi or Jonji, who says, what a lovely job you YouTubers have done. Even here in the north, the rental and housing prices have doubled at least. Face the facts, we're living well, so keep your gob shut. The last thing we need is more Airbnb buying, every building standing and putting rents up even more. So I was a bit taken aback by that. And I said, hola, Jonji. If you've bothered to watch before losing your temper, you would know I'm critical of unsustainable tourism and gentrification. That said, I believe the interior can benefit from some inward investment. I'm not your enemy, and you would be welcome to air your concerns on my show. I would ask for a little more respect and civility if you choose to join me. Smiley face. So this is an interesting thing. You know, I like I said, you know, I think we do have to approach tourism and the economy in a sustainable and sensitive way. And I do get his point. But what do you think about that? Should I keep my gob shut about Portugal? Should we stop talking about it and keep this secret? Hannah, here's someone we haven't seen for a little while. How are you, Hannah? Been watching on the quiet for weeks, enjoying everyone's journey and wishing I could join you in the motherland. Oh, it's become the motherland for Hannah now. I genuinely missed you over the last few days. Thanks, Hannah. I really appreciate it. That's very kind. Thanks to everybody. Feeling very loved by you all and feeling a bit rusty as well. I've got my backdrop all wrong and just really struggling a little bit with the tech this morning, but we'll soon get back into the habit as if nothing ever happened. And something else, yeah, let's see if we can share this without crushing the site. This is something from Gary. Gary tipped me off the other day. Really nice mention of a new suspension bridge that is also like a really well kept secret. Maybe it's something they don't want to air the idea yet because of the lockdown. But I'm going to go now to let's get rid of a few of these tabs here because that's often what's causing the problem. Yeah, Julie Dawn Fox. You might know her as a prolific blogger, one of the great expat bloggers of Portugal. That would be Julie Fox, who when we were having Matthias Rosegate recently, I got her mixed up with Julie Marsh, and she wondered why I was talking to her about Matthias Rose. But anyway, here she is. This is Julie Fox talking about the place where this new, sorry, hold tight. I was talking about being dizzy, wasn't I, on Monday? This will make you dizzy if you keep looking at the screen. But I just want to, yeah, here we go. Here's Julie Dawn Fox in Portugal and her blog about the place in question that Gary was talking about. Aruca in Portugal. Central Portugal, northern Portugal, off the beaten track, travel in Portugal. Oh, I see that. Those are her tags. That's not a description of Aruca. And there's Julie, and there's this marvelous place, Aruca, that I just want to share with you this morning. Oh, incidentally, hope you had a fabulous day yesterday, celebrating the holiday of the Portugal Community Day and the day of Portugal's greatest poet, Camões. Yesterday, not known until after his death so well, I think, but certainly celebrated now on the 10th of June, it would appear. And one of his poems read for you on the Good Morning Portugal page, not by me, but by Mr. Romance Languages. So it's worth checking out because he reads it in Portuguese. He's a Mexican polyglot, he describes himself as, and he reads it in Portuguese and he reads it in English. And Camões, in this particular poem, is not the happiest soul, it has to be said. He's a bit full of existential angst, but it kind of reflects the times in a funny sort of way. And thank you to Neil for tipping me off about the holiday yesterday and the poet. So check that out. Really nice reading of the poem and helpful, obviously, with you learning the language. Interesting target that Astrid set there. I'm going to learn by Christmas. Right, there's a lot to be said for the power of pictures, says Julie here. Images of the Paiva River boardwalk started popping up in my Facebook feed and spurred me into action. Just days after the official opening, a couple of friends and I decided that that the 2-hour drive to Aruca National Park was worth it based on the photos we'd seen. Look, and here they are. Look at these boardwalks. Wiggly wooden walkway of Aruca. Nice bit of alliteration there. What a fabulous landscape to walk in. And she says it's not for the faint-hearted. And we've been intending to join a group of walkers coming from Porto, but in the end we decided to go it alone, just as well, really, as we didn't manage the entire 8-kilometer walkway. But just scrolling through here now, look, there's an overview of the walks that you can do, and I'm hoping there's going to be more pictures. Yeah, look at this fabulous landscape. You find your place to live. We're talking to Astrid about that, aren't we? You find your favorite place to live in Portugal, and then you've got Portugal for the rest of your life to explore, and all these wonderful, what I think of as incredibly well-kept secrets. Now, there is the suspension bridge, the old suspension bridge. And I think in days to come, I'm going to bring you pictures of the new suspension bridge, which is absolutely breathtaking. And in any other country in the world would be a massive song and dance about it. I mean, can you imagine if it was America? It'd be a band playing and some civic dignitaries opening it up. Well, I'm sure there will be here to some extent, but it is absolutely breathtaking. This incredible feat of engineering, which completely dwarfs this suspension bridge, which is pretty awesome to look at there, isn't it? That's the old suspension bridge, and there's this new incredible, mainly metal suspension bridge, it has to be said, Aruca. So just a few more pictures to whet your appetite about. Look at this. That's, to me, I love river beaches in Portugal. There's one in the Paiva boardwalk at Aruca. And Julie's verdict, even though we didn't manage the full walk this time around, we were almost impressed, not almost impressed, we were almost impressed, and will return for more. The scenery is gorgeous, and although the walkway stands out in its newness, it will soon fade in color and blend into the background. Well, there's a new one. I'm sure that has blended into the background. Look, once the new transparent suspension bridge is open, June 2019, that's the one. Obviously delayed by COVID, but I think about to open any minute now. And they're probably waiting until more people can visit. Obviously, it will definitely be up there among the best hikes in the world. Isn't that amazing? Had you heard of it? I wasn't aware of it. So that's where you need to go is Paiva Walkways, Paiva walkways.com. You will go there and you'll see the pictures. It's absolutely incredible. I hope to share a picture with you of the incredible new mostly metal and massive suspension bridge that's there. Julie Marsh, thank you. Very nice. I love your messages. Thanks, everyone. And Boaz as well. Some people are saying after talking to Boaz and getting naked, that's where it all went a bit downhill. And I might have got a chill or something like that. Who knows? Other people have still been left in shock by that. But still one of the most popular of our videos on YouTube. Good to see you. But oh, yeah, we're going back into the comments here. Let's have a look. We have a new... Oh, look! Singing the praises of Castanera de Pera, as you would expect. We have a new walkway at the top of the valley in Castanera de Pera in the village of Coentral. Amazing. Morning all. I'm late to the party today, but glad to see you back. Thank you very much, Veronica. Really appreciate it. And the walkway that Peter's talking about has its own Facebook page. Search for Pasadizo da Ribeira das Coelhas. So incredible, isn't it? All these lovely treasures around Portugal. Like I say, you decide where you want to be, and then you've got this incredible country to explore, probably for the rest of your life, enough to see. And then you go to Spain, obviously, go across the border. What a fabulous place to be. Aren't we lucky? And for those of you who might be joining us this morning after Chris Patterson's epic live stream last night, where we talked about homesteading for an hour and a half, me and another Carl McAdam, who's chosen Fundao as his place to live. Some of you may be with us this morning, and one of the recommendations I gave was to rent and, to tour and rent or house sit. Some people just know where they want to live and they pick a place and that's it for that type of character. But for others, it's a great adventure to be had before you decide exactly where you want to be. And so I thought I'd share with you this morning a really lovely rental property from Pure Portugal Holidays and Rentals. Really good site. Yes, beautiful. Pure Portugal Holidays and Rentals. And I'll read through it for you. I think this is a great base. If you're the sort of homesteader who's looking for somewhere in the kind of Castelo Branco area, this is a good possibility for you. Okay, a little pied à terre. Let's read the details. Casa de Oliveira, picturesque cottage in Olive Grove on the edge of Benfeita village. I hope you can see this on your screen. Those listening in the podcast, a little bit more difficult. I will paint pictures with words. €300 a month. You might just think, yeah, this is cool. I'll stay here. It's fantastic. Very affordable. Lovely village. Casa de Oliveira is up a winding old cobbled street and in a secluded position overlooking the village. There is car parking at the bottom of this street, and at the top, but the street is too steep and narrow for a car, so it's a short walk of around 100 meters to the cottage. Price you pay for a commanding view. There are olive trees near the front door, which is up a flight of steps from the olive terrace. Next to this is the patio with table and chairs, which faces south and has stunning views across the valley. Really loving the sound of this. Inside, there's an open plan, fully equipped kitchen, dining, living room with solar and gas heated water, satellite TV, and then a bedroom and a bathroom. Sofa bed in the lounge area, which can sleep two. The lounge features a powerful Scandinavian wood-burning stove, which keeps the house warm in winter. If I lived there, I'd be giving that stove a name. I think I'd call it some sort of stereotypical name like Sven. Let's stoke up Sven to keep us all warm in the winter as he blasts out his powerful heat throughout the house. There are several small storage rooms under the house, one of which is a firewood store. Benfeita, look, this is the thing. Look at these lovely pictures here as well. Oh, I see. Yeah, we'll come back to the picture show in just a moment. Benfeita is the hub of a large international community of organic farmers, artists, and musicians. This is the draw here. So there are quite frequent cultural events taking place. It has a great river beach. Yes, been there, fantastic, with a children's pool and changing rooms. There's also an open-air bar with free Wi-Fi, post office, and a village shop. 2 kilometers up the road are the spectacular waterfalls of Fraga de Pena, and there are many shops and restaurants and other facilities in the pretty town of Coja, which is 9 kilometers away. Situated in the beautiful village of Benfeita in the Serra de Açor Mountains of central Portugal, 15 kilometers from Arganil, which is also fabulous, 70 kms from the university city of Coimbra, with its high-speed rail links to Porto in an hour and Lisboa in 1 hour 40. 300 euros a month, minimum of 6 months, 40 a month for electricity, and a supplementary heating of the house will be an additional charge if you're not using Sven, the magnificent Scandinavian heater. I've fallen in love with their heater already. The water costs are included in the rental price, but gas cylinder refills and firewood are not, as you might expect. So let's have a look at a few pictures. Is that the? I think is that the town or the yeah, that's the town, isn't it? Okay, isn't it beautiful? 300 euros a month. Some people, back in Blighty, where I'm from, might be thinking, yeah, that's good enough. I'll take it. That's an affordable way of life, is it not? And a beautifully appointed place, as you can see there. And I'm guessing these are the waterfalls at Fraga de Pena. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely lovely. And I do love that window shot there, looking out across the landscape, the terraced hills of Benfeita, beautiful part of the world. And you get to be neighbours with local permacultural genius, Wendy Howard, who's over that way as well. Sorry, did I just show you that valley picture? I want to show you that again. Look at that. Nestling in the valley there. A couple more shots of the interior. Very nicely done. Really beautifully done for 300 euros a month. Look at that. Lovely place to be. Let's finish with that beautiful shot from the window again. Really, really nice. So that will be the Casa de Oliveira. Arganil is, I guess, your nearest sort of municipality in the district of Coimbra. 300 euros per month. Go to Pure Portugal Holidays. .com. So that's holidays and rentals there. It's really nice. If you're the sort of person who likes scrolling through, looking at various properties, it's a really beautiful collection there at Pure Portugal Holidays and Rentals. That just about, I think, wraps us up for today. 9:40, goodness gracious. As hard as I try to keep this to half an hour, it's a tricky one to do that. Good morning, Carl. Glad to see you back. Thank you, Steve and Claire. We've moved on to... okay, that's really interesting. You'll be able to tell us about your new place, I'm sure, in the coming days. Falaisia on the coast on Monday. Lovely here, but the beach was packed yesterday. Really weird, isn't it? Mainly Portuguese enjoying their break after being locked down. Yeah, we're in the twilight zone, folks. People I think are saying, sod it, we're going out, whatever. Do we have another Fungi Friday tomorrow on the show? We've completed our Fungi Friday series with Shimajito. They're always welcome because I just love what they're doing. But officially, we have completed on that. But there's no reason why we can't make it our own Fungi Friday, Peter. I don't know if you've got any ideas. Do share them with us and keep those Portuguese with Paulo memes coming our way, because it's really helping me learn extra vocabulary, and I do appreciate it. So we can talk fungi. And as you may have seen, I cooked up some shiitake mushrooms, which I think are just medicine. Part of my recovery plan over the last couple of days of getting stronger was to have a lovely big pan of shiitake mushrooms fried in butter and olive oil, seasoned and popped on some Portuguese, well-buttered Portuguese bread and a few chopped herbs from the garden. Really loved that. I find it really fortifying. That and seafood. Seafood may be what got me in trouble in the first place, but shiitake mushrooms. Oh, talking of home cooking, a sourdough pancake has just entered the studio. That's not my pet name for my dear wife. There is actually a sourdough pancake just to my left now. So I'm going to eat that and wish you adieu, farewell, te logo, ate próxima. And perhaps a bit of fungi action tomorrow, Peter. Let me know what you're thinking. Thanks also, all of you so much for your kind words and best wishes. And yes, Peter, Gary, I've just reminded you there. Can we talk about bread soon? So I think it was really popular, wasn't it, when Louisa joined us on another camera in the house making toothpaste. And I've come up was there a toothpaste called Signal? If you make your own toothpaste, is that like Virtue Signal? See what I did there. But yes, Gary, we could get Louisa doing some bread live, maybe some sort of sourdough thing, and talking about her bread experience. So yes, I think you're right, Gary. The lockdown thing did cause a lot of people to turn to their yeast, as it were, and think about baking at home. Hopefully a habit that's stuck for a few people, as well as balancing it with beautiful local bread, because Portuguese bread, I think, is awesome. So yes, we can talk about bread soon, Gary. Thanks for that prompt, and good to see you back from Joseph. Hello, Joseph. Great to see you as well, joining us this morning. So as much as I'd like to keep rabbiting on, I have got a lovely pancake with butter oozing and dusted liberally with sugar next to me. So I'm going to get stuck into that, and we'll see you tomorrow. Let's make it your own. This live stream, this podcast, this YouTube is as much about you as it is about me, celebrating life as happy homesteaders here in Portugal. So your ideas are really welcome. Do please share them with me. Give me prompts about where you want to go. And of course, we rely on like the business model. I use that description very loosely, but the business model is support us. Oh, look, this is Louisa's Feel Good Astrology. Wrong one. Please buy us a packet of seeds at coffee.com/Carl Munson if you'd like to support the show in a gift economy style. We're talking about that last night on the homesteading special with Chris Patterson, this whole idea of the gift economy. And Louisa was saying this morning, yeah, we have not just flattened the curve, we flattened the economy, haven't we? Flattened everyone, really, and we've got to look at other ways of sustaining ourselves. I did hear a friend of mine was saying yesterday, Portugal, Spain and France looking at universal basic income in a very serious way. But we did find out, one thing we found out with lockdown COVID is how vulnerable we are, I think, in terms of livelihood, and we've got to come up with some other ideas around that, have we not? Gift economy being one of them. So take great care, and we'll see you in the morning. And look at that. That's the perfect sign off. Adios, todos.